Hello, family. Here I am again today. I just wanted to come to you, and I'm going to be real quick. I'm going to jump right into it. So, let me ask you this. What if the very thing you are doing to avoid rejection is actually rejection? That's something, ain't it? So, I'll use an example of my husband and I. When we first got together, I was happy, but I was going through some things, Our story is absolutely beautiful of how we got together, but I was still healing from some things. And thank God he was actually there to help me get through some of that healing. But God was already doing the work on the inside of me. And I really needed that healing, because what I did not realize at the time was that the very thing I was doing to avoid that feeling, that sting of rejection, that uncomfortable feeling of what I'm saying doesn't matter, or no, they don't really want to hear what you have to say about this. What I'm saying and what I'm doing, what I'm feeling, none of it matters to anybody outside of me. That was a horrible feeling and an experience that I went through continually. It got better over the years, and as I was praying and as I began to be obedient with a few things, that changed, and God started my healing process for me. But there's story upon story that I can tell you of how God had to pull me out of my own way and heal me. Now, as far as my husband is concerned, some of you all know who I'm married to, some of you do not. The point is, when I got into that relationship, there were still some things that I was doing that I was hurting myself. I was giving self-inflicted wounds, and I didn't even realize it. So that thing is people pleasing. I had a way of being flexible, which was great. There's nothing wrong with being flexible. I had a way of not rocking the boat, which is cool, if that's what you're really believing in that moment. I had a way of keeping the peace, which was great. But if I'm in turmoil afterwards, what peace are we talking about? So for me, that looked like, let's say if my husband wanted to watch television at night and I wanted no parts of it, but that's his thing and that's what he wants to do. All right, sure, I'll give in and I'll watch TV sometimes. But if that's what we always want to do and I never really want to do that, where's the peace in that? So I was giving myself self-inflicted wounds regarding that. And even though that's a simple example, but I was doing it to myself, because to me, I'm thinking, okay, well, it's not a big deal. It doesn't matter. No worries. It'll be all right. When internally, I don't want to watch TV. I don't want to. Let's do anything other than TV. Anything but TV, please. And so I was in turmoil, but everything outside of here, so I thought, was okay, because I'm doing what he wants to do, and, he's happy. So yeah, there's no big deal. It's okay. It'll be fine. Keep the peace, So there were situations where, we could say, oh, what do you want for dinner? Oh, well, what do you want for dinner? Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, sure. Yeah, whatever you want is fine. It's fine. It's okay. When he says, oh, well, let's go do Popeyes. And this is an example of, something simple, but let's do Popeyes. And then inside, I'm like, I don't want no flipping Popeyes. What do you, but, well, it's okay. I'm flexible. I can do it. It's no big deal. Sure, he wants Popeyes. Let's make sure he's good. I can find something that I want to eat at Popeyes. Now, the difference is, am I really being flexible? We got to ask ourselves, am I really being flexible, or am I appeasing the moment? Am I diluting how I really feel to make the moment okay? What am I actually doing? I am rejecting how I actually feel. I am bringing my opinion down from actually having a voice in the situation to, and what is that? What is that? It's a form of self-rejection. I have literally self-inflicted pain upon myself. It's self-inflicted pain. I didn't have to. He asked what I wanted to eat. I decided because I don't want to rock the boat, because I don't want to have anything that's going to say, oh, well, you know, there's no peace in this situation if I actually say I don't want Popeyes, I want Bojangles, or I don't want any of that at all. I want Chinese food, or I want, you know, doesn't matter. Whatever else I wanted that wasn't Popeyes, I should have spoken up and I should have stood my ground, because guess what? What I want is just as important as what he wants, regardless of whatever conflict you think it might bring up. Now, for us, we went through this period where he had to continually tell me, I asked you what you wanted. Why are you doing that? I asked you what you wanted to watch. Why are you doing that? I asked you what we wanted to do this evening. Why are you just deciding that what I want is what the thing is going to be? Well, because, you know, I had my own internal issues that I had to work through and that God was delivering me from. I was my own worst enemy in some cases, you know. So that people pleasing, yeah, I'm giving you an example of my husband, but that extended into a lot of areas where I agreed to do things that I absolutely had no desire to do, just because, yeah, sure, as long as they're okay. Yeah, sure, as long as the person next to me is good. Yeah, sure, as long as the job gets done. Yeah, sure. Meanwhile, I'm internally in turmoil. So yeah, keep the peace. There's no peace. Yeah, let's not rock the boat. Let's do all the things that considered not rocking the boat, but yet your boat is over here about to sink, you know. And so for me, yeah, I gave you a couple of small examples, but I mean, thank God my life is much better for speaking up. I promise you. And it took a while for me to get there with him, although with a lot of the outside people that were just in my circle, or people that were co-workers or things like that, I had long gotten over that part of rejection for that circle. But internally and in my inner circle, there were still things, even with my children, sometimes that I would just, oh, well, you know, it's okay. You know, I won't worry about it. Oh, yeah, sure. And then, you know, in my home, I was actually in turmoil because of the things I would not say. So I won't be long. I just wanted to bring that up because a lot of times the things that we are doing to avoid pain is actually making the situation worse. And, you know, I could say a lot about the situation, but that's my story. That's how I did it to myself. And I really hope there's a lot of you out there that are hearing this. And as you see yourself in this situation, let's pray about that thing. Let's give God a chance to come in and begin to heal us, begin to show us how we can change things to move past this scenario, you know. Either way, that is actually a snippet of some of the things I talk about in my upcoming book, Life Clothed in Rejection. And it'll be out soon, but I really need to elaborate on some of these topics because we are hurting and some of it is not necessary. Life brings enough of its own issues. So that's all I have for today. Thank you all so much for watching another installment of Storytime with Ladie B. And I will see you all next time. Bye.